Welcome back. April showers are helping sprout those May flowers. If you're looking for a little more guidance in your garden, the urban gardener, Michael Thomas, has a few tips to help you get growing this season. But first, Michael, tell us what you love about gardening and the land.
Oh, there's just so much to talk about. I mean, we are stewards of the land. I mean, that's probably one of man's first jobs he was given, is to be steward of the land. And so there's so many lessons that I've learned that the land teaches that are, kind of congruent with what we go through in life. Like, how to deal with roots and branches and how to deal with pests and those suckers,
And all those things you incorporate into your style of gardening.
Absolutely.
Talk about some of the common misperceptions that people might have about gardening in urban spaces.
That you can't do it, that you can never learn. That it will take care of itself, that it's okay to just pile mulch on top of everything and it'll all look fine forever and ever and ever. You don't have to do anything.
And we're looking at some great photos while you talk of some of the spaces that you have done in the city. They all just looked absolutely beautiful. You have some tips to help some amateur gardeners get started this spring. So let's talk about some of the tips that you have. First, remove the weeds.
Yes. So germination starts now with a lot of weeds. There's an old gardener's tale that says you should apply some herbicide before the blooming of the forsythia. So this is a good time to get rid of all of the weeds before they get mature and they're easy to take out. Anything that's dead you don't want on your limbs. On your bushes or your shrubs, it just drains the energy.
Sanitizing tools, why is that important?
Oh, absolutely, because tools will carry fungus and disease, and so sharpening them and cleaning them with a little bleach and water, or even some vinegar and water, just to keep the germs off of your tools, because you can spread germs from plant to plant through a dirty tool.
And is this a good time to transplant?
Oh, absolutely. It's before the summer heat. And so because you still have the coolness in the air, there's still a lot of precipitation and moisture in the soil. This is a great time because roots, they love the coolness of the soil. They cannot take the heat. So this is the time to transplant, to propagate, to put in some new stuff. So definitely visit your local nursery. So
we're all celebrating Earth Day this weekend. Naturally, we know you spend a lot of time thinking about the environment, and there are many ways that people can go green and be environmentally conscious with their gardening and landscaping. So let's talk about some more ideas that you have in that area, and we're going to put your list up on the screen. Okay. So tell us about watering.
Yes,
that's a big thing.
Yeah. I'm looking more at planting more drought-tolerant plants, so that they'll survive these summers. Because I think we're going to have hotter summers. I know last summer was very hot, so I'm looking at ways of adding drip lines for clients, rain barrels, ways of incorporating the water that comes naturally to your soil. Those are going to be very, very important in order to sustain plants.
Because it's water conservation, right? You don't have to get out there and drown the flowers with your hose. Drip irrigation and drip line is a good conservation tip, right?
With a timer. That helps also.
Because I think a lot of people, with the drip, you can have them watered early in the morning.
Yes.
Sometimes people come home from work and they water in the evening and evaporate. So you really aren't doing justice, right?
Yes, drip lines are wonderful. They're great.
So what about fertilizers?
Well, fertilizer, I prefer an organic fertilizer. There's a popular company that's out there. Also, basic lime. Lime is an organic material. It comes very inexpensive. It helps to neutralize and sweeten the soil. So I just spread lime pretty much everywhere, particularly on any lawns. And you have to know what plants prefer what types of fertilizer. Some plants prefer a fertilizer that's more acidic and some that's less acidic. And I would say here in this environment, most of the plants that we see that are common prefer more of an acidic fertilizer. So Halotone, it works very great. But any general organic fertilizer by Epsom was a pretty popular company. They're the only company that I see that provides it.
I heard you could put coffee grounds on your hydrangeas to make them bloom.
Oh, yes.
That's
coffee
good?
grinds, yes. Coffee grinds are very organic. It's a source of nitrogen, which helps with root development.
So everybody wants to have butterflies in their garden. garden. How do you do that?
Well, you have to have a butterfly bush that would help. I would say any plant that has sort of like a tubular shape to it like this, because butterflies like to stick their noses in those type of flowers. And so those are great. I like having bird houses and bird baths because it would attract birds and bees because they need water too.
What kind of accessories can you add to attract the pollinators and get rid of the pests?
Yeah, well, aside from certain plants, because there are marigolds that deter aphids, for instance, basil also can deter mosquitoes. But birds will eat those mosquitoes. So if you had birds are living in your area, they will also, feed on those insect pests. Those are great options.
Now, just tick off 3 kinds of plants that grow well in the city that everybody can do.
I would say euonymus is becoming now one of my favorites. There are different types and different sizes, and they can be bushes or they can be a nice ground cover. They like the sun. I would say for the shade, Pachysandra is a nice ground cover to fill in
Hostas
space.
do well too.
Hostas are great.
Yeah.
There's a common one that's out there that's a little overplayed, but there's so many varieties of hosta to take advantage of.
Okay. And black-eyed Susan is always a favorite.
Yeah, black-eyed Susans are cute.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Michael Thomas, the urban gardener, thank you for joining us
Thank
today.
you, Karen.
Another way to help the environment is by planting trees. And in celebration of Arbor Week, which kicks off today, Speak for the Trees, an organization that appeared on Cityline not too long ago, is going to be giving away tree seedlings. It's their 3rd annual Save the Square Tree giveaway in Nubian Square. It's on April 29th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Go to treeboston.org to reserve your tree now, and we'll have a link on our website. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Cityline 5, and you can follow me on Twitter at Karen Holmes Ward. Have a great afternoon.